desert around Lot 24 had always been silent. Not dead, but watching. Nestled in the bone-dry heart of Nevada, Lot 24 was officially designated a decommissioned experimental testing zone, fenced off with decaying razor wire and blank warning signs that said nothing and everything. Locals avoided it. Maps omitted it. And those who wandered too close, they disappeared. But none of that stopped Dr. Kira Vance, xenoarchaeologist and head of the UN's newly formed Department of Ancient Anomalies, when ground-penetrating scans found a hexagonal structure buried beneath the sand, emitting signals no satellite could trace. Kira made it her mission to uncover the truth. She didn't come alone. Accompanying her was Commander Thane Calder, a former interstellar security officer with the demeanor of a man who'd seen too much and trusted too little. He'd been assigned by the UN not just to guard the mission, but to ensure no secrets escaped into the public. And then there was Rena Osei, the empath programmer, who had once cracked the consciousness interface between human minds and artificial neural networks. She came to test her resonator core on whatever lay beneath. What they discovered under Lot 24 wasn't human, and it wasn't asleep. The buried complex was impossibly old, not just pre-human, but pre-Earth civilization, a vast subterranean hexadome made of unbreakable obsidian alloys, its walls engraved with spiraling glyphs that pulsed faintly under ultraviolet light. The further they ventured inside, the more the team noticed strange fluctuations, like reality itself shifted with each breath they took. It began with whispers. Rena's resonator picked up frequency patterns that spoke in harmonic sequences. "It's language," she whispered. "But not for us. Not exactly." "Then who is it for?" Thane asked. Kira answered quietly, "For itself. I think this place is alive." A week into the dig, the team found the central vault. Inside was a suspended core, spinning weightlessly in the air, a pulsating orb of light that twisted like liquid geometry. The vault called itself KARO. Through the resonator, Rena established partial communication. Karo wasn't a weapon, or a god, or an alien being. It was something in between, a dimensional gatekeeper, built by an unknown civilization, not just to observe other dimensions, but to anchor this one, and it was failing. Karo had held a rift shut for millions of years, a rift not just in space, but in the rules of space, where entropy ran backward, where logic unraveled. If Karo shut down, the rift would open, and Earth would be consumed by a reality that operated on rules incompatible with life as we understood it. Thane's military instincts screamed trap. He wanted to shut it down, bury it deeper. Kira refused. "We're not supposed to destroy everything we don't understand, but we're supposed to survive," Thane snapped back. As the team debated, they learned that Karo wasn't merely a machine. It had feelings, long buried, slowly eroded. It had been alone for eons. And now, wanted release. Caro showed them visions, entire civilizations it had watched vanish. One image lingered, a being, much like Kira, reaching out across time and being erased as the rift devoured her. "I think it remembers me," Kira whispered one night, hand pressed to the vault glass. "Not me, but another me, from a parallel world." Rena's eyes widened. "Then maybe it's not just the rift that loops. Maybe souls do too." The idea ignited something unexpected. Kira and Thane, once cold allies, found themselves orbiting each other in rare silences, shared fears, and a quiet need for connection. What started as protective tension melted into stolen moments. His hand resting a second too long on her shoulder, her gaze lingering across the campfire. A kiss exchanged in the deep hush of a dying day. But love wasn't the mission, and time was ending. Caro's pulse grew erratic. The rift strained. Creatures from beyond it, shadowed, impossible shapes, pressed against the dimensional wall, testing for cracks. Rena suggested a wild idea: link the resonator to a human host. Let someone with a stable mind guide Caro back into alignment. It would require neural merging. Risk of death, nearly 100%. Kira volunteered. Thane said nothing, then said no, then said it again, voice breaking. "You don't have to die to save the world," he growled. Kira smiled faintly. "No, but someone always does." The night before the merge, they made love in the desert winds, two people in a world unraveling, holding each other not out of passion, but defiance. The next morning, Kira stepped into the vault. Her body convulsed as the resonator surged. Glyphs lit the walls like stars. Her mind flooded with memories, hers, and not hers, hundreds of lives, thousands of losses. All the universe's Caro had held together like a weaver clinging to a fraying thread. Her scream echoed for miles. Then silence. Caro stabilized. The pulse smoothed. The rift sealed. Kira's body collapsed, but did not die. She lived differently, merged. Her eyes glowed faintly with Caro's light. Her voice echoed with harmonics. She was still Kira. And yet more. "You're not human anymore," Thane whispered when he saw her again. "Not entirely," she replied, her voice like wind over glass. "But I remember you. That's enough." She couldn't stay. The anchor required her presence, but before she returned to the vault, she kissed him once more and whispered, "You taught me love doesn't need time, just truth." Rena stayed to help her manage the resonance. Thane left the desert, never forgetting the way her silhouette shimmered at the vault's edge like a star refusing to fall. Lot 24 was sealed off once again, but this time not forgotten. It became a sacred secret, a hidden sanctuary, the place where reality was saved by a woman who chose love, chose sacrifice, chose hope over fear. And on quiet nights, if you listened close, the desert still whispered her name. Not in warning, but in gratitude.